only way we gon' get life you ain't never had. Freedom! Unless you in them scripts daily reading, trying to pay off that price, I don't think they know. Freedom! Come from above in the name of his one and only son. Now that's true. Freedom! When you come under the blood, tell me, are you free? Are you really at liberty? Do you really truly have peace? Or are you in denial? Living in deceit underneath all them fake smiles. Wondering why you keep having trials. Drowning in your debt as it piles. Wondering where my God at? I've been praying, but for some reason things ain't changing. So you gotta ask yourself, is that freedom? Wondering if he gon' come when you really need him? If it's a question, then you ain't been free. I suggest you pick the book up and read. I can do all things in Christ who strengthens me. I rebuke the devil who weakens me. See, the law just gives you the keys. It's your faith that truly sets you free. Freedom! Through Christ, the only way we gon' get life you ain't never had. Freedom! Unless you in them scripts daily reading, trying to pay off that price, I don't think they know. Freedom! Come from above in the name of his one and only son. Now that's true. Freedom! When you come under the blood. Now when I say hallelujah, I'll say yeah, hallelujah, hallelujah. When I say hallelujah, I'll say yeah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Now when I say hallelujah, I'll say yeah, hallelujah, hallelujah. When I say hallelujah, I'll say yeah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Now when I say all, y'all say praises, all, praises, all, praises. When I say all, y'all say praises, all, praises, all. Now when I say all, y'all say praises, all, praises, all, praises. When I say all, y'all say praises, all, praises, all, praises.
Yeshua answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed.
Only through the Son we free. That's why we pray without ceasing, constantly. That's how you get your mind right. Trust that. And in the midst of all the chaos, he gon' have your back. He gon' send a comforter just like he said he would. You just profess it out your mouth and don't have a doubt. We gotta walk like him if we wanna be free. Get rid of pride and believe in Messiah, you'll see. Freedom! Through Christ is the only way we gon' get life you ain't never had. Freedom! Unless you in them scripts daily reading, trying to pay off that price, I don't think they know. Freedom! Come from above in the name of his one and only son. Now that's true. Freedom! When you come under the blood. Freedom! Through Christ is the only way we gon' get life you ain't never had. Freedom! Unless you in them scripts daily reading, trying to pay off that price, I don't think they know. Freedom! Come from above in the name of his one and only son. Now that's true. Freedom! When you come under the blood. Come under the blood. Freedom! Christ is the only way we gon' get life you ain't never had. Freedom! Unless you in the scripts daily read, trying to pay off that price, I don't think they know. Freedom! Come from above in the name of his one and only son. Now that's true. Freedom! Yeah, when you come under the blood, come under the blood.
You only free when you come under the blood. Yeah, you only free when you come under the blood. Yeah.
All right, family. Let me get on into it. You know, we ought to, if we haven't by now, come to the conclusion. These people they shouldn't be controlling anything that got anything to do with us. Nothing. They shouldn't be over anything that has anything to do with us. Period, point blank. All right. Let me get into it. Got some videos. Hold on. Well, that'll work.
For the first time, the primary defendant in the Mississippi welfare fraud scandal is publicly pointing the finger at former Governor Phil Bryant. Nancy New's attorneys filed a court brief on her behalf saying Phil Bryant directed her to provide funds to Brett Favre. Following that direction, New had the Mississippi Community Education Center contract with Favre Enterprises for more than $1 million. Now, this story first published as original reporting by Mississippi Today. The news organization has been closely following this story. Nancy New and her son, Zach New, have already pled guilty to fraud and bribery charges. New's nonprofit MCEC received hundreds of thousands of dollars from state agencies. Much of the money allegedly went directly to the news and was not used to help families in need in Mississippi. Favre was paid to make a series of appearances and speeches. He never showed up, according to investigators with the state. According to Mississippi Today, New is alleging that Bryant directed this and other spending in that case. For the first time,
y'all may not be aware of it, but that's Phil Bryant. I believe he's a relative or a son of Carolyn Bryant. You know, the one that had Emmett Till kid. But nevertheless, all right, he directed funds to go to Brett Favre. You know, the one that had Emmett Till kid. But nevertheless, he directed funds to Brett Favre. You know, the racist white supremacists that feel that his flag is more important than our people. Yeah, that devil. But here we go right here. Let me see here. Right here. Just all right.
You know, you have to make a choice whether you want to pay your light bill. You know, you have to make a choice whether you want to pay your light bill or whether you want to put food on the table.
Tamara Edwards raised 4 children on her own in Mississippi, applying for welfare benefits just once for childcare while she worked. Each year, Mississippi gets $86 million in welfare money from the federal government, though the state rejects 90% of those who apply.
Okay. Each year, they're getting $86 million for the poor. But 90% of the people is rejected to receive those benefits. Now, I just showed you in this video, Phil Bryant, the former governor, directed money to be given to Brett. They rejected people that's poor and giving it to people that don't need it. Let me. It's just a minute long. Let me play it back for y'all.
Primary defendant in the Mississippi welfare fraud scandal is publicly pointing the finger at former Governor Phil Bryant. Nancy News attorneys filed a court brief on her behalf, saying Phil Bryant directed her to provide funds to Brett Favre. Following that direction, New had the Mississippi Community Education Center contract with Favre Enterprises for more than $1 million. Now, this story first published as original.
So they using money that don't belong to them. For what? For as if it's theirs. For whatever he used it, according to this, as an investment. The governor, the ex-governor. You see how that work? They get, I just showed you over here. Each year, the state of Mississippi gets $86 million. I just learned this. But most of the people are rejected. That's why I don't know a whole lot of people. They are rejected for the money. So where is the money going? Okay, who gets the $86 million? How is it monitored? See what I'm saying? As you can pretty much tell, you see some Mazungos at the top. Let me go back over this.
Reporting by Mississippi Today, the news organization has been closely following this story. Nancy New and her son, Zach New, have already pled guilty to fraud and bribery charges. News nonprofit MCEC.
Okay, fraud and bribery. Who's the other defendants? Who's bribed them?
Received hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I want y'all to get used to asking these questions, because when it's black folks, they give you a whole rundown of who's all involved. When it's them, you have to dig.
From state agencies, much of the money allegedly went directly to the news and received hundreds of thousands of dollars from state agencies. Much of the money allegedly went directly to the news and was not used to help families in need.
Okay, the money is sent for the poor folks, not news organizations. So it looks like to me that white folks is getting all the money. Let me go back.
whether you want to pay your light bill or whether you want to put food on the table.
Tamara Edwards raised 4 children on her own in Mississippi, applying for welfare benefits just once for childcare while she worked. Each year, Mississippi gets $86 million in welfare money from the federal government, though the state rejects 90% of those who apply.
You know why they project 90%? For obvious reason. They're using the money amongst themselves, and this is a majority black state. We deep up in here. Okay. They also got lead pipes. We don't need to be under nothing that they control. Nothing. The Bible also tells us to come out from among them. The Most High ain't giving us no reason to trust their rulership. Okay? He ain't giving us no reason. Let me see here. Revelation, where you at? And be separate. Let me type in be separate. Let me see. Typing in type. Shalom, everybody in the chat. Brother Amos, Jim 76, Sister Kathy, Brenda Hill, Lolita Stokes, and those of you over there on Rumble. Shalom. Now, y'all hope y'all got that link. Y'all hope y'all, I told you, in case YouTube cut. I did a video about welfare fraud last year, and they took the video down. Let me find this verse. The Most High, He making it easy for me to come out from among them. See, He making it easy for those. He's driving us away from them, all right? Let me see here. Okay. That's 2 Corinthians 6:17. That's 2 Corinthians 6:17. My fault. I probably bypassed it. Here it is. Wherefore come out from among them and be separate, saith Yahweh, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. See, you wonder where the food gonna come from. The banking system is starting to implode on its own self. You can't trust them with your life when it comes down to water. You can't trust them when it comes down to food. You can't trust them for promotion in jobs. This is why. All right? Okay? Come out of my people. Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. You can't come out of the earth, right? You're gonna have to come out. Your heart gonna have to be severed from Babylon. Your heart gonna have to be in allegiance with the Most High. Come out of her, my people, and be not partakers of her sin, and receive not of her plagues. So you want protection from the plagues. Then come out from them. Separate yourselves from them. You want protection from the plagues? Plagues got many of you concerned, and you should be. Come out from her. Divorce your heart, your mind, your soul, your energy, your life from Babylon, from America, from this world system. Come out of her. What you gonna do? All right, now let's get back over here. All right, let me see here. Let me finish playing this on Phil Bryant.
In Mississippi, Favre was paid to make a series of appearances and speeches. He never showed up, according to investigators with the state. According to Mississippi Today.
So far, he got paid to do some speeches that he never did. So that should tell you that he's a thief. Somebody pays you to do a speech, and you take the money, but don't do the speech. You're a thief.
With the state. According to Mississippi Today, New is alleging that Bryant directed this
Hold on, let me go
and
back.
others help
I want-
families in need in Mississippi. Favre was paid to make a series of appearances and speeches he never showed.
He was paid to make appearances and speeches, and he never showed up. I want y'all to see the real face of criminality.
To make a series of appearances
Hold
and
on.
speeches. Mississippi.
Now.
Favre was paid to make a series of appearances and speeches. He never showed up, according to investigators with the state. According to Mississippi Today, New is alleging that Bryant directed this and other spending in that case.
See, them New is his butt sticking out. At the beginning of this, his butt is sticking out. Let me see here. It was a man and a woman. I think it was a woman and her son. Let me see. Let me see. I don't. Let me see. I'm a rabbit hole. It's something else. Something else I don't know nothing about. But it's recent. Former Mississippi Department of Human Services Director John Davis. Here go another Mzungu over what? See, we pay taxes. You see what I'm saying? But the way the system is set up, we pay for oppression, we pay for death. All right, let me see some of this. In early 2020, Davis and 5 others were charged with the state auditor in what the state auditor called the largest public corruption case in Mississippi in the past 2 decades. Davis and some of the other defendants are still awaiting trial. Davis, a longtime Department of Human Service employee who was chosen to lead the agency in 2016 by Republican Governor Phil Bryant. See, there go the governor right there. And Phil Bryant. Okay. Davis retired in 2019. So Bryant sent him there. He appointed him there. Bryant also directed money to go to Brett Favre, who hates black folks. Anytime you got a problem with us protesting, being oppressed and slaughtered by the police, something that's been going on since what? The inception of the police? Yeah, you hate black folk. I'm looking at your actions. When I turn on the television, I want to see a game. That ain't the place for a protest. It ain't never a proper place for a protest, especially to a white supremacist devil. It ain't proper to talk about oppression in the church house, the White House, the in-house, or the outhouse. If you listen to white supremacist devils, it ain't never a talk because they're people the ones doing the oppressing. All right. Okay. Like the previous charges, many of the new ones, Davis, are connected to federal money from temporary assistance to needed. See, this is who they stealing. Boy, I should have got one of them other brothers. I wasn't intending on doing too many scripts. But nevertheless, temporary assistance to needed family, which the Department of Human Services paid to nonprofit education. Okay, right here. Organization run by Mother. Where is that? What they call that? What they hit? What a RICO? Oh, Mississippi. What I'm just saying, what are federal RICO charges? Something. Criminal enterprise. Something. Okay. Mother and son, Nancy New and Zachary New. The new indictments allege those organizations from Davis, with Davis' knowledge, paid $160,000 for drug rehabilitation in Malibu, California. Not only is they taking money from the government, they giving it to, from what I see, rich white folks. And they sending it to California. These the same people get on Fox News talking about some welfare queens and welfare kings. That's why I put this video up here. That's why I put this video up here earlier today. Right there. I put that up there on Patreon. All right. It's public. You should be able to find it. I put that video up there. I did that video about a year ago. YouTube took it down. All right. YouTube took it down. All right. Okay. New incident indictments allege these organizations. Okay, hold on. And former pro wrestler Brett Diabisi, and Davis hired Diabisi for Department of Human Services job. What this got to do with feeding the poor? Let me get my microphone. I want y'all. I talk with my hands. Let me put the cam on. I talk with my hands. I talk with my body. I try to say it with my chest. All right, let me share this screen back. I'm over here talking with my hands. Y'all can't see me, but you can see me. You see me? All right, let me see here. Let me go back to this article. Okay, so the money going to wrestlers. It's going to California. Let me see what else. See, this is how research works. You find stuff you ain't even looking for. All right. Department, a job that required a college degree, knowing DiBiase did not have a degree. So this is what they call this. This is racism. This is nepotism. This is favoritism. See what I'm saying? Some of you Negroes is worried about what white folks think. They showing you what they think. Your life ain't important. All right. And that the department paid DiBiase $48,000 to work he did not do. This angers me. They tell us we lazy. Meanwhile, they paying white people. They paying white people for work they didn't do. Brett got paid for speaking engagement he didn't speak on, and DiBiase got paid for work he didn't do. Okay, let me keep reading. Court records show a Hinds County grand jury issued the latest indictments on April 8th and April 12th. Court documents showed Davis pled not guilty to all the charges as he had the previous one. Hinds County Circuit Judge Adrian Wooten, who oversees this money? Who oversees this money? So this money is going. How much they getting every year? This money that they are getting. They're getting $86 million a year. Where's the paper trail? Where's the signature? Where's the names? How is it handled? Every year, y'all, every year they're getting $86 million of welfare. And this is where it's going. All right. Okay. All right. Let me see here. DiBiase pled guilty. Let me see. Make sure I didn't miss nothing. Davis pled not guilty to all the charges as he had to the previous one. Hinds County Circuit Judge Adrian. See that while Jackson ain't got no water, these folks are stealing money. They could create a law, or they could word it where the money could go to fix the water. Jackson been had a water problem. I got some more videos. They been had a water problem, but since it's black folks, by their actions, they don't give a damn. All right. Let me see here. All right, DiBiase pled guilty to 2020, December 2020, one count of making a false statement. He said in court documents that he had submitted documents and received full payments for work he did not complete. He agreed to pay $48,000 in restitution, and his sentences were deferred. Okay, hold on. How much money did he get? Come on. So, see, I went to jail. I went to prison. First time. Possession. The drugs was not in my possession. They made me pay court costs. I had to pay the PO. When I got done, when I got out of prison, first time going to prison, I had $9,000 in fines. No place to stay, behind on child support. When you do know when you go to jail, you can't get no benefits. You can't get nothing to help you eat while you go get a job to go get a car. You can't get none of that. Meanwhile, you got these devils stealing, and all he had to do is just pay it back and no jail time. Sentencing was deferred. He paid $48,000. He paid what he got caught stealing. They didn't catch no drugs on me. They didn't fingerprint nothing. First time in prison, they made me pay for all, because I took it to trial. They made me pay for everything. All right. Mississippi auditors, Shad White was demanded repayment $77 million of misspent welfare funds. No, stolen money. You don't misspent nothing. You stole something that didn't belong to you. Okay. He stole money that didn't belong to him. Okay. All the way up the line. It's stealing. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's stealing. See, as I said in that video I showed y'all over here, this video I did, this video right here. See, if somebody sell me, somebody going around, let's say they selling DVDs, okay, and you know they've been selling DVDs for a while, but I happen to, and somebody get caught up that done got caught with some stolen stuff. It don't even have to be this. They can lock me up for receiving stolen merchandise. As though you see what I'm saying? But these folks ain't going to jail. Or better yet, a four-wheeler. I see somebody riding a four-wheeler. I've been seeing them with that four-wheeler, let's say about 6 months. They've been having a four-wheeler, and I buy it from them. And the company find out 6 months later that it's stolen. They're going to lock me up for receiving stolen property. Where is that same energy? They receive stolen property. Huh? I want y'all to see that. This is in Mississippi. I know. All right. Okay, let me see here. Including money paid to retired NFL quarterback Brett Favre. Wait, where your money at, Brett? What you do with your money? Who lives in Mississippi Falls have not been charged with any criminal wrongdoing. He done received stolen goods. That is a law in Mississippi. Let me see, can I type it up? All right. Crimes against property in general. Receiving stolen property. Dual charges for both stealing. See, you get the same time that the person that stole it. Even though you might not even know, they supposed to have to prove that you knew that it was stolen. All right. Same property not to be brought against single defendant in same jurisdiction penalties. Okay, let's see what it goes. What does it say? Okay. A person commits the crime of receiving stolen property. They done receive, what are federal laws? They stole from the federal government. Where are the feds? Where's the Justice Department? This is just Mississippi law right here. Okay. Retrieve, retains, and disposes of stolen property, knowing that it has been stolen or having reasonable ground to believe. A lot of times people is poor, they can't afford no attorney. And the way the system is set up, you got to prove you're innocent. How you going to do that when you ain't got no money? All right. Let me see here. I'm looking for the years. Any person who shall be convicted of receiving stolen property which exceeds $1,000, they up in the millions, but less then $5,000 in value shall be punished by imprisonment in the custody of the State Department of Correction for a term not exceeding 5 years. So at least 5 years, and not more than 10,000. Okay, let's go on up. That exceeds 5,000, but less than 20,000, 10 years. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. Receiving 25,000 shall be punished by imprisonment of the custody of the State Department of Correction for a term not exceeding 20 years. So they supposed to be getting, looking at what, 20 years so far? Y'all see what I'm getting at? They get nothing, y'all. All right, let me get back over here. Let me get back into these videos. This video says a lot of information. That's why I chose it. All right, let me play it back. I'm gonna try to let it play all the way through.
You have to make a choice whether you want to pay your light bill or whether you want to put food on the table.
Tamara Edwards raised 4 children on her own in Mississippi, applying for welfare benefits just once for childcare while she worked. Each year, Mississippi gets $86 million in welfare money from the federal government, though the state rejects 90% of those who apply, including Edwards.
And when I read,
they rejecting the people. Just to refresh, the people that need the money, they rejecting those people. Okay, you got homeless people walking around all day, every day. Now I'm starting to see more white homeless people. Carrying on.
we applied, I was not able to be on it again because they told me that they didn't have the fundings for it.
But the state was dispersing millions more of its welfare dollars, just not to families that urgently needed it. In court documents and audit reports, the state alleges that the head of Mississippi's welfare agency squandered more than $70 million intended for children in poverty.
Y'all, I want y'all to start picking up. They didn't squander, they stole. See, they stole. They didn't squander 70 million. They stole. It did not belong to them. It was not earmarked for them. They stole. You know why? You know why I suspect the federal government ain't doing nothing. They need these hillbillies to keep these Negroes down. We can't let these Negroes get control over one state.
More than $70 million intended for children in poverty. Instead, using it as a private slush fund to benefit his family and friends. Tens of millions of dollars on items like hiring retired pro wrestlers, first-class air travel, a horse ranch, and $5 million to build this women's volleyball facility at the University of Southern Mississippi.
Don't forget, where's the water? Where is the fixing of the water? Where the fixing of getting the lead pipes and the fixing of the water for the poor black folks, 80% black folks in Jackson.
Building with ties to an NFL Hall of Famer. Brett Favre's daughter played volleyball at the university. Text messages obtained by Mississippi Today show Favre saying he helped secure government grant money for a new arena. And he personally was paid more than $1 million to give 3 motivational speeches that never happened. Favre declined to talk to NBC News, but his attorney says he has been questioned by the FBI. Favre says he never knew it was welfare money and paid it back after demands by state officials. Favre still owes $228,000 in interest imposed by the state auditor.
I wanted to at least collect the facts.
Former U.S. Attorney Brad Pygott was hired by the state to find the money. How is Brett Favre getting money that's supposed to...
He said he hired to find the money. It's a paper trail. Somebody got to sign off on it. Okay. Bank accounts. If you have to check everybody in proximity to that money, you can find where that money went. Okay. If the government, Biden worried about $600 in a poor man's bank account, but he ain't worried about these doggone thieves right here, though.
Brett Favre getting money that's supposed to get kids out of poverty.
It's a mystery to us. Here we had tens of millions of dollars sent by the country to do the thing that we need done the most, and it was squandered.
In July, he issued a subpoena to get more answers about that volleyball arena, including any communications between the university and former Governor Phil Bryant, whom Pygott says directed the spending. Bryant says he was unaware that welfare money was involved. What happened to you?
You hear that, Governor? He lying. He lying. What they tell black folks, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So if they change the law, and I don't know, just say they change the law, and I don't know that you're supposed to wear seatbelts, the police don't care. They still gonna pull you over and give you the ticket. That's what they use. Ignorance of the law is no excuse of it. So when on Judgment Day, when y'all stand before the Most High, ignorance of His law is no excuse. He done written it in your heart. You know right from wrong. You know you done stole something. You know you wouldn't let a black person get away with it, as they should not. You know you wouldn't do those same things for a Negro. Okay?
Unaware that welfare money was involved. What happened to you after you filed your subpoena?
I was terminated.
The state welfare agency says they fired Pygott because the client and the lawyer were not on the same page. The investigation has only recently resumed. Welfare agency head John Davis was arrested and charged with bribery and conspiracy. He pled not guilty. The agency declined an interview, saying they are committed to rebuilding the trust of the citizens and making all future grant decisions by committee. So far, just $1.1 million has been recovered.
We're real people. There's real people out there that really need that money.
Ken Delanian, NBC News, Jackson, Mississippi.
Thanks for watching.
That baby look kind of deformed. I'm wondering, is the lead in the pipes got anything to do with that? I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but he looks like something's wrong with him. He looks like something's wrong with him. I'm wondering, is it the lead pipes and stuff? She might not even be in Jackson, but nevertheless,
People out there that really need that money.
Ken Delanian, NBC News, Jackson, Mississippi.
all right. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. All right, let me see here. Let me see. Do I want to go here yet? Let me see what else I got. Yeah, let's go on and get here. I don't cover that. Let's go on and get here. Hold on. All right.
As Jackson, Mississippi continues to face a clean water shortage, officials said the crisis is a result of years-long issues. The city's main water treatment facility was damaged after a high level of flooding due to heavy rainfall over the last week. The damaged facility resulted in a loss of water pressure in areas that receive water from the plant, including Jackson. The floodwater also changed the overall composition of the water, making it difficult to treat and dangerous. The city's mayor said staffing shortages, system issues, and equipment failures have all contributed to the water plant failure.
They got all kind of excuses. They got all kind of excuses. How about some of that money that y'all get from these folks that y'all denying? How come you can't hire nobody? I don't want to hear nothing about no darn excuses. It's a black male, but I don't care. He's killing. He's partaking in the murder. Got all kind of excuses. Ain't no excuse for this. You're getting the money, but you ain't giving it where it need to go. You're giving it to rich folks.
Failures have all contributed to the water plant failure. Staffing shortages, system issues, and equipment failures have all contributed to the water plant failure.
I have said on multiple occasions that it's not a matter of if our system would fail, but a matter of when our system would fail. This is a set of
Y'all, hold these Negroes accountable. If they got a black face, you sure enough get on them.
accumulated problems based on deferred maintenance that has not taken place over decades.
The mayor said it could cost billions of dollars to fix or replace the water plant and to solve the ongoing crisis.
All right, let's go to the next video. see. This one is about 8 minutes. This ain't just happened overnight. They've been knowing about it. See, this was going on when the thief Phil Bryant was in jail, was the governor. He knew about it and did nothing. Okay, we ain't got no friends, family. All right.
We're worried about water infrastructure in that city. This is a headline from the local paper in 1922. Jackson's great growth develops new problem. A population boom had pushed the city's water treatment plant to the limit. As the city of Jackson grew and expanded, the problems with that city's water supply only got worse. But to truly understand how Mississippi's capital city found itself with a water supply that has been pushed way past the brink, it is worth looking at what happened in October of the year 1969. By that point, it was already the law of the land that racial segregation of children in public schools was unconstitutional. That had been decided 15 years earlier by the Supreme Court in Brown versus the Board of Education. But Mississippi had defied the court, keeping its schools completely segregated until 1969, when the Supreme Court essentially had to come back and say, Mississippi, do it now. At that point, the High Court came out and said that continued operation of racially segregated schools under the standard of all deliberate speed is no longer constitutionally permissible. In other words, integrate immediately. White parents in Jackson were so upset by this ruling and about the potential for their children to attend school with Black children that they packed a city auditorium to attend a raucous rally and air their grievances. The governor at the time, who was himself a staunch segregationist, he was so worried about parents becoming violent that he called for restraint, saying, quote, "Let us remember that the public schools, after all, are still public property, and willful damage or destruction of these properties is senseless. It's like cutting off a nose to spite the face."
Ow.
I just got all the way sidetracked. Hold on. Go back. I got all the way sidetracked. Let me close this out and go back. Let me go back, y'all. Hold on. I did that. Let me see here. Okay. Let me unshare my screen for a minute.
Water in Jackson, Mississippi.
All right, let me share my screen again. You know, it's a good. The Most High put this enmity between us and them. So don't just get away from them. Stop trying to come to their party. Why you want to be around these people? Why you want to be around these people that hate you? Why you want to be around people that hate you? You can't trust them. You can't sleep around people that hate you. Shalom, Luciana. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Cars lined up for miles outside distribution centers full of locals hoping for water, left empty-handed after the supply quickly ran out.
Water that they are giving, where you can't get to because the line be so damn long.
For weeks, Jackson residents have been under a boil water notice put in place last month because of contaminated water concerns. Now they're on the brink of having no water at all. State officials say floodwater complications impacted storage tanks, pumps, and water flow, resulting in a failure at Jackson's main plant.
The lack of water was due to a lack of pressure in the system.
The water is not safe to drink, and I would even say it's not safe to brush your teeth with.
Where is the black representation? And then when you have the black representation, watch them Negroes. All right, this is a heavily black state, but you see white faces. I don't know who these Negroes is. Probably a photo op, but he's supposed to be the mayor. I'm looking at his last name. I don't know where he come from or how he got there. What I'm saying, but watch any Negro. I don't care if it's my daddy. Your children, your life depends on people like this. That's why you watch them. You ain't watching them. You want them to do right, but they need to know you're not going for the foolishness.
To pressure, a lack of pressure in the system.
The water is not safe to drink, and I would even say it's not safe to brush your teeth with.
So that is all happening right now. But as far back as 100 years ago, the leaders of Jackson, Mississippi were worried about water infrastructure in that city. This is a headline from the local paper in 1922. Jackson's great growth develops new problem. A population boom had pushed the city's water treatment plant to the limit. As the city of Jackson grew and expanded, the problems with that city's water supply only got worse. But to truly understand how Mississippi's capital city found itself with a water supply that has been pushed way past the brink, it is worth looking at what happened in October of the year 1969. By that point, it was already the law of the land that racial segregation of children in public schools was unconstitutional. That had been decided 15 years earlier by the Supreme Court in public schools, after all, are still public property, and willful damage or destruction of these properties is senseless. It's like cutting off a nose to spite the face. That anger among white parents did not ultimately stop school integration, but it did drastically change the city of Jackson, Mississippi. It is estimated that in the 3 years after Jackson schools were integrated, more than 11,000 white students left Jackson's school district. And with them, also left many of the white.
We should have had our own stuff from the get-go. But it didn't work out that way. And time is now for us to separate ourselves from these folks. The time is now. Okay?
White, wealthy taxpayers who moved just outside.
In ways that you can. The Most High going to do he's doing the separating now. Okay?
The city. All the while, Jackson's water infrastructure continued to deteriorate. And the fight for who's going to pay for it, well, that fight continues to this day. Jackson was left with outdated, subpar pipes and no money for a long-term structural overhaul. And over the decades, it has only gotten worse. Which brings us to today, August 30th, 2022, and the complete system breakdown triggered by heavy flooding with raw, untreated water flowing through Jackson's taps, unfit for drinking. People in the city are now stocking up on bottled water so they can do the most basic everyday.
Y'all start stocking up now. Start looking at you some videos on how to dig for water. While I'm thinking about it, you got to have water. Okay, you can go right here on YouTube University and learn how to dig wells. Some of the setups are simple. You got to put your back into it though. You got to put your back into it though. See? So you put your back into it. All right, you can't even flush a toilet. That means more disease, more sickness. The water itself being stagnated, bacteria. Okay, so just do you a little quick refresher. It ain't hard. Now you can get a doggone a piece of pipe. This is what you need right here. Them little pipes, and you got to get something to dry the pipe down. That's right, YouTube University, yeah. Hey, get some kind of use out of it. They hate you too, but that's why you can't take stuff personal. This is business. This is life business. Yeah. You can get you a pump and pump that well out. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get on my grind. But let me get back over here.
Things like cook and bathe themselves. Meanwhile, Jackson's public schools are being forced to hold virtual classes, once more impacting the education of young children in a critical moment following the pandemic. It is all very, very bad, but it is a crisis, a total system failure that has been decades in the making. Joining us now is Nashambi Lambright, a Jackson native. She is also the executive director of One Voice Mississippi, a statewide leadership development and policy advocacy organization. Ms. Lambright, thank you so much for making time to be here tonight. I can only imagine what life is like for the residents of Jackson, Mississippi. Can you tell us how people have been surviving without running water in the United States of America in the year 2022?
It's been really, really tough for us here in Jackson. It's unimaginable to think about waking up every morning and not being able to take a shower or having to use bottled water to brush your teeth and having to use bottled water to wash dishes and to cook with and to even provide bottled water to your pets because they can't drink the water that's being used coming out of the faucets. So it's been really, really tough on us here. And to imagine that we just went through this last year and we haven't resolved this issue yet is very discouraging for us here.
Yeah, I think it bears mentioning that this has happened once before. The problems at hand today are, I think, even worse than they were a year ago, but it doesn't give a lot of hope about a long-term solution here. What resources are available to people?
Now, she asking this, she's talking about there ain't no solutions. That's what the politicians supposed to be doing. They supposed to be coming up with the solutions. You got a brother named Moses West over here. Let's see what he's doing. He got a foundation. Okay. See what kind of videos he got. Right here, one video. He made water out of thin air, and you had some devils sabotage it.
Clean drinking water, a natural resource we often take for granted near the Great Lakes. But Moses West knows a water crisis is quietly growing.
Everybody knows we're running out of water.
A problem the retired ranger spent the past 4 years working to eliminate.
All the water that we need it exists right here in the air.
He believed so strongly in that idea. In 2015, West invented an atmospheric water generator, or AWG, a machine that takes in air and turns it into drinking water.
We're at the place now, I think, making 50, 100, 200, 250,000, a million gallons of water at an incredibly low energy consumption. I think cheaper than groundwater by far, cheaper than desalination.
So far, 12 of these AWGs exist. West planted them in 3 areas, including.
Okay, the Midwest is having a water shortage. I wonder, is it racism keeping them from putting money behind this brother to solve their water shortage issues? I wonder if racism got anything to do with that. But see, that's their problem.
Including the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, and Flint, Michigan.
I need to engage with the people here, and I need to show them what this machine does, and they need to understand that it is their machine, and I am here for them.
West says his AWGs are federally approved, and the water quality is also tested by the Colorado Water Authority.
It's clean. It's good enough to drink. No bacteria or anything in it. And the reason that we go through the filtration process. So as soon as you turn it on, it starts making water.
You may be wondering how these atmospheric generators are tied to Wisconsin.
Most of West AWGs were manufactured right here in Manitowoc.
And the people of Manitowoc should be proud. Just one unit provides a city with hundreds of gallons of clean water. The best part, it doesn't cost residents a penny. West works with organizations like the Water Rescue Foundation to cover the cost. So far, the response in the community has exceeded his expectations.
And they were very happy that somebody actually cared enough for them to come to jump over the bureaucracy, come to a private piece of land and do this thing.
Right now, his priority is planting these AWGs in Flint, helping our neighbors here in the Midwest. In Manitowoc, Michelle London, Spectrum News.
Yeah, the Bible tells you that the Most High separated the waters from the waters. So there's water in the air, y'all. Hydrogen and oxygen. Think about your air conditioner. Your air conditioner makes water. I don't know how safe it is to drink, but if I was a betting man, I say it's safer than what Jackson got, what Flint got. Also, you can buy water purifiers. Water purifiers. You can get those. That YouTube University they'll show you how to purify water. Okay, let me do another one. Yeah, while you can. All you gotta do is type that in, how to purify water. See, you can purify water. It's good to know in case you ain't got now another. Yeah, the firmament is water. Yeah, well, see, you can purify. I watched this video. This is a. You can tell I watched. You see the red line. This is a island man. He just made mud and put gravel and stuff in there, and it pure. He had to run it for a little while to get all the dirt out of it. He had to run it for a little while, but when it got there to the other side, it was clean water. Wasn't no mud in it. It's better than nothing. What I'm saying. Okay, look, just how to purify water. Just type this in. And learn some stuff. Yeah. Learn some stuff. Okay? Sitting around waiting on the government, you're gonna be dead. All right. Let me see. Let me get back over here. Where was I at? Right here, I guess. No. Right here.
Very discouraging for us here.
Yeah, I think it bears mentioning that this has happened once before. The problems at hand today are, I think, even worse than they were a year ago, but it doesn't give a lot of hope about a long-term solution here. What resources are available to people, and are advocates working to try and solve this problem with local leaders? I mean, is there any sense that this problem is going to abate anytime soon?
We are very hopeful that with federal funding, we can fix this problem. As an advocate in Jackson, and I guess I have to start.
She's talking about federal funding, but the white folks is getting the money, doing other things with it. Like I said, waiting on the government. The Most High is going to provide for his folks. He said, what was that Bible verse I just went over? Come out of her and avoid her plagues. Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sin, and that you receive not of her plagues. So he gonna protect you. But in the meantime, don't be sitting around like you don't know what's going on. All right? Don't be sitting around, faith without works is dead. But let me get back over here. Let me close him out. Be sitting around like you don't know what's going on, like you don't know what's the fourth quarter. You sitting around? All right, let me see here. Y'all think y'all get the gist of the video? Should I let the rest of that play? Let me see. Should I let the rest of it play? Let me see. She got about a couple minutes left.
start with, I listened to your description of the history of Jackson, and I was born in Jackson in 1973. So, you know, my family is rooted here, and I've seen Jackson go through a lot of changes, and I've been very hopeful about Jackson growing up here and going to high school here and going to college here, and seeing a city grow, and also seeing people leave the city, and seeing people not invest in the city, and seeing people leave the city and say, I'm not gonna leave my business here, and I'm not gonna support the school system here. And so I've seen people disinvest in this city. And so
that sounds like white people. Number one, how many businesses we got? Number two, they got a history of leaving and taking their tax dollars elsewhere. Okay, that's why I said that. That's just a historical fact. Yeah, I'm about done with that. Let me see what Jason talking about. Well, he doing a commercial. He having a commercial break. But he's doing a video right now about the same thing. I'm probably gonna check it out. Probably not tonight, but I'll check it out sometime. But all right. Somebody got to start calling these folks out. Got to start calling them out. All right. Shalom, family. I'll see y'all later. And remember who you are. Keep your head up. And just trust the Most High. That's right. I'm going to check that video out. I'm going to check some of it out tonight, but it'll probably be tomorrow before I get over there.
Gotta thank Yahweh for being the chosen seed of Israel. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Yah and the faith of Mashiach. Whoa, yeah. I gotta thank Yahweh for being the chosen seed of Israel. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Yah and the faith of the Mashiach. Oh, yeah, whoa. I'm here to encourage you, brothers and sisters, trying to paint to you a better picture. Everything I say, I back it up with the scriptures to get you out the matrix. It's been over 400 years of life. You gotta open up your eyes, 'cause there's so many reasons we in captivity. You gotta flee from the heathens. There is hope in our future, even though they trying to do us in. But we live to fight another day. Vengeance is Yah. We'll be praying for Yahweh. I gotta thank Yahweh for being the chosen seed of Israel. Here's the patience of the saints. Whoa. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Yah, and the faith of Mashiach. Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah. I gotta thank Yahweh for being the chosen seed of Israel. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Yah and the faith of the Mashiach. Oh, oh, hey, hey, whoa, whoa, do da da da, do be da da, do be do da da, do da da, do da da da, do be do 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 do. after